Whoa. Okay, stop. Words matter. Can I hear that back?
To deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
The people that we, and he's using the royal we there, he's talking about the entire Democrat Party, care about most are undocumented, criminal, illegal aliens that broke into this country, broke our laws as their first act, continue to break our laws by remaining here illegally, and the Democrat Party is viciously, ravenously attempting to make all of them citizens and give them full voting rights. And why is that? Why does the Democrat Party care the very most about criminal aliens?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Starkeep Wormstead. So if you voted Democrat, can you explain something to me? Can you help me understand something? What does your party stand for? I'm being really serious because what a lot of people don't understand is that the Democratic Party stood for slavery during the Civil War. Okay? They wanted slavery to expand out to the West at the beginning of the Civil War. Look at that. They also support things like abortion, illegal immigration, more laws clamping down on small farms and growing food in America. They are for pushing through control of people and socialist ideals. So as an American, it's really hard for me to understand how anybody could be for a party that supported slavery of blacks, of Africans, who supports abortion at every stage for anybody that wants one, who lacks one crime, who wants people to have the right to do whatever drug, wherever. I can't think of one Democratic city that is successful under those policies that you guys keep voting in. It doesn't make sense to me. So I run a 2-acre farmstead. I run it debt-free in a rural state. That's 50-50. 50% of the people are Democrats here, 50% are Republicans. But even the Democrats in my state are starting to say, this is enough. Like, this is enough. It's so much more than that. As a Christian, don't let that turn you off because I'm not a bigot. But as a Christian, I can't support anybody that believes in slavery. I can't support any law that allows for the killing of children. I can't get behind giving someone something they didn't work for or helping someone to break federal law. Like, I don't understand it, and I'm hoping that some of you more open-minded free thinkers can just try to explain to me how you can vote a party line like that. Like, how can you call yourself open-minded and educated, yet support policies that create modern-day slaves? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I really am. Like, I can't wrap my mind around that. Like, everything the current modern Democrat is for is literally against everything in the Bible, as well as totally socialistic. So as an American, whether you're a Christian or not, but as an American, how can you get behind those policies and be okay with them? And do you guys not see what happened in Maui? Can you not see what happened to our education when they started with Common Core? Can you not see what Biden has done in 3 years with the open borders? I mean, listen to me, please do. I think the Bushes stunk as presidents. They were in the same cabal. They're all in a cabal. They're all mafia. They all think themselves as elitist. They go to birthday parties together, scratch each other's backs. Their kids marry each other. It's ridiculous. They fund each other's projects and then get out there and cuss each other out on TV to make us all think that they hate each other, but they don't. Oh, sorry. I gotta pause video. Gotta go help move the chicken coop. The reason I'm asking these questions is because I have family that vote Democrat. I have friends. I have church members that vote Democratic. And nobody can ever really explain to me why they vote that party line. Like, I know your parents did. That was where you were raised. But don't you understand that that party is not the same party it was when your parents voted? And don't you understand that it is the same party that has always supported slavery? And in the end, that party line has always been about control. Point in case, all the things that happened during 2020. Look at the places that I would have called unconstitutional and the things that happened to the citizens of those cities and those states that had those policies and those leaders that lean that way. Look at what's happening at the southern border and now in sanctuary cities all over the United States. How does it make you feel to know that the party you voted for said something like this?
Please listen to what Chris Murphy, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate when it comes to negotiating immigration, has to say about the people that they care the very most about. Ladies and gentlemen, if it feels like the Democrat Party doesn't give a shit about you, Chris Murphy just confirmed it. Have a listen.
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship. It was entirely on their terms in order to get Ukraine funding, right?
Well, I mean, Chris, that's been a failed play for 20 years. So You are right that that has been the Democratic strategy for 30 years, maybe. And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
Could clearly fit here.
So that might work out great for the few handful of Democrats who hold political office in this country. But what about the rest of us? How about Democrats in New York? Presumably 50 Cent is like a Democrat voter. A lot of people are. In his profession, at his level of fame, 50 Cent says Trump's the answer after seeing New York City give prepaid credit cards to criminal aliens. 50 Cent posted on his Instagram, where he has 20 million followers, that Trump is the answer after noting that New York was going to hand not only free lodging, free food, and welfare checks to criminal aliens, but also prepaid credit cards. And who's paying for those credit cards? This guy right here. Mr. Come From Nothing, work hard, my talent, gets me places, and now his money is stolen by Democrats who wish to put them into the pockets of people that aren't even American citizens. ESPN's Stephen Smith rails against $53 million plot. Pilot program for illegals predicts Trump victory. Stephen A. Smith's having a real one. I cannot believe it. Stephen A. Smith, we got poor, starving people who were born and raised in this nation. How the hell do we come up with $53 million pilot program for illegals? This is why Trump is on the verge of being elected.
So you don't matter anymore. They don't even need you. They are now bringing in millions and millions of undocumented illegal aliens and calling them undocumented Americans. They can't even speak the language, you guys. Most of them don't have any skills. Most Democrats were all about the jab. I know. Like I said, I have family, friends, and church members that are. You guys were totally behind that. How can you then explain the discrepancies of allowing children to enter New York schools without their up-to-date vaccines? That's what your politicians just passed. I have proof. Here it is.
Migrant children get ready to enter the New York City public school system. Eyewitness News reporter Tom Negovan is outside the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown this morning. Tom.
Right. And Joe, this is an important intake center for so many migrants coming into New York City, for families, a place for them to seek shelter, for them to get food, humanitarian aid, and vaccines. And it's concern about that relaxed vaccination policy at New York City public schools as we head into the start of a new school year that's rising among some quarters across the 5 boroughs this morning. Among the people most concerned, Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella, who leads a group that says relaxing the vaccination policy for new arrivals, for migrant children to speed their entry into the city's public schools, is a risky move, a dangerous double standard, and something that he some of his constituents and other politicians fear could put other New York City public school students at risk when it comes to their health.
They're going to get 30 days leeway before they have to either get vaccinated or show proof that they already were. That's not fair. That's not equal protection of the laws.
After seeing and hearing all of this, I am really curious, how can you support those people? And why would you? Don't you realize that the Republican Party is not about controlling you? It's not about controlling you. Don't tell me that you're literally going to make your decision based on abortion, because 50% or better of Republican governors, senators, and congressmen are really lax on their stance on abortion, like really lax. So there's no chance in hell, unfortunately, of that ever being totally gotten rid of in this country. And none of them have ever been against equality for anyone. They're against grown men being in a female's bathroom, and they're against boys born with penis being in a female bathroom in a public school. They're against that nonsense. But if you're a normal human and just an average Joe, you should be too. You should be too. So having said all that, when you look at the woman that created abortion, she too was all about eugenics and literally getting rid of the black population.
People are now trying to sort of implant their ideas via the church. And it was actually Margaret Sanger who you can go look up and read what she wrote. She was the founder of Planned Parenthood. And she had developed this strategy to go to the churches to tell them to teach people that abortion was a choice and it was their reproductive rights. And she said, you know, the black people really believe in their ministers. She wrote this in a letter. You can go read it today. And she said, we can never let it get out that we want to exterminate the black race. But they have a lot of faith in the ministry. So let's go through the churches to get this idea out there. So we have to be very careful. We have to make sure the church is always protected and the ideas are pure.
So you're voting on a party line for medical reasons to annihilate one group of people in this country, and you say that we're the racist. I don't have any understanding. Maybe you know something I don't. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, as someone that has a 10-year college degree, 2 college degrees, 4 certifications, one of those is English as a second language, one of those is early childhood, one is regular education 1 through 6, and one is special education, kindergarten through 12. I cannot express enough to you. If you are a parent in one of these Democrat-ran cities full of illegal migrants, what is fixing to happen to your child's education? And it is a shame that people are told they are racist and fascist and ignorant for speaking truth. These children cannot speak English. I have an ESL add-on to my master's plus 18 hours degree. And I am telling you, they should not even be in your child's classroom until they have basic understanding of the English language, which could take up to 2 years. Kids learn quick. So, in all honesty, there needs to be a separate schooling set up for all these illegal children. You have 120 countries represented in New York alone right now, with over 70 different dialects. How is one teacher in a classroom with possibly 6 first languages going to keep the quality of education up? The reality is they can't. And if you think they can, or you haven't even thought of it, that tells me how sad the situation really is. You can't expect someone to teach children who cannot speak the language. What is she supposed to do? Or he? What are they supposed to do? figure out everybody's first language, change all the documents they are currently trying to teach that day into all the separate languages? And how is she or he or they going to answer questions from a child that can't speak English? Is it now the teacher's responsibility to learn everybody's language in her class? As an ESL teacher, I would remove that child from mainstream education, have them in a room with kids that spoke their languages, and do that. But what happens to the American children in these classrooms? And as an educator, I can honestly say behavior problems begin when kids don't understand what's happening. So now you've got all these different languages, one classroom, one teacher, overworked, underpaid. Kids can't understand her, so they're doing whatever the flip they want. The kid's supposed to be learning or being, subverted because they're watching these kids do whatever the flip they want. And our education system goes down just a little bit further. The policies that you are voting for as a Democrat are destroying this country. And all you can think about are dicks and vaginas. Real talk. That's where you want to draw your line. Keep your sexuality at home in the privacy of your home. And I'm sorry that your parents never taught you that. It's nobody's business what you do behind your closed door. But it is the American country's business what happens to our children's education. Close the border.